personal aide to President Muhammadu Buhari, Loretta Onoche, reacted to an article online that says Bishop David Oyedapo is warning against the application of the Company and Allied Matters Act (CAMA) in church. The president's media aide took to her Twitter page to speak against the act of Bishop David Oyedapo for not accepting the law of the country. Then she stated that he should go and manufacture his own country if he chooses not to accept the laws of the country. According to the article, Loretta Onoche reacted to, saying the article says that Bishop Oyedapo believes the law was put in place because of the leader's jealousy for the church prosperity. So the president's media aide reacted by tweeting this, saying, I hope this is not true. If it is true, Oyedapo will have to manufacture his own country and live by his own laws. As long as he lives and operates within the entity called Nigeria, he will live by Nigerian rules and laws. He will do as is told by the law. Okay, this is a personal opinion of somebody here saying that I see no reason why people and government will always attack the Church of Christ. Meanwhile, there are a lot of lawless rulers that nothing is done or said about, but they will keep looking for what they will say from the men of God. I would love to know what other people are saying or think about the government's rules and regulation laws, and also the reaction from the federal government. That does it warrant the president's aide to say he should go and manufacture his own law? Well, we're going to be saying it just the way it is. Of course, everyone knows Loretta Onoche. When you talk about a bad mouthing, Loretta Onoche is a professional. You know, she chooses what and what, you know, she will want to talk about. But the main thing going on that are affecting the people, no, she's not going to say anything. Meanwhile, I have heard a lot of people bashing this woman, this and that, you know, because of of course, you know, she works with the government. She's always going to be on the side of the government. But one thing that we really need to understand from this whole thing, everybody is entitled to his or her opinion, and we need to be objective. Of course, the government has failed severally. You go to the religious leaders, to religion, whatever, hey, slavery is going on there massively. We all know that slavery is happening there. The problem is that if you want to manage, you can't even manage the resources of the country, because we know that corruption is here and there. But the question again, I really want to ask people, because a lot of people, irrespective of for the fact that people don't even like this Onoche and what the government does. When you talk about law, these Christian bodies or whatever, they have association or whatever. I think they should work together, and if they know that whatever law, I don't even know how the law operates or whatever they are trying to tell the church to do, whether they want to check their personal accounts or whatever, or they have to remit whatever to the church or to the government. One thing is that the association need to come together and present their case to the government. That's just the way it ought to go. Because let's take, for example, because of just the way Nigeria is, and that's why you see that the religious leaders are as loggerheads with the government, because the government is not sincere, and the Christian or the religious bodies, they need to put themselves together and sell out their own opinion, what they want and what they don't want, and everything has to be in dialogue. So in most of all the countries of the world, apart from Nigeria, religious houses are seen as charity, and it must be registered, because lawlessness is what is happening in this country, and that's why you see a lot of people missing the whole thing. If those, what are they called? If the government is misbehaving, if the politicians are misbehaving, as you call yourself leaders of, religious leader, you have to set the example, because no matter what you want to do, God recognizes them. Because I see a lot of people cursing the woman, swearing for her and all of that. Of course, people are not happy with the government, but people are not just being objective. That's just the way I see it. You can come here and say whatever you want. We need to be objective. If the politicians are lawless, if the politicians are doing whatever they want to do, we have to set the example. No, you can't be doing the same thing with them. In other countries, go and check. A lot of you who have knowledge of what is happening in other countries, you go to the UK, the government knows what comes in and what goes out. Go to the US, it could be the same thing because they have law. They see all these religious houses as charity, and whatever, if you are creating a charity organization, you must register it. Whatever that comes in and goes out, you see that the law, Nigeria is not, because it's a lawless country, Nigeria is not even abiding to this. They have been leaving all these people just like that. All these people, all these so-called churches, they have churches in all of those countries, and they will abide by the rules and regulations. But because whatever that is coming to the government, they squander it. So nobody believes them. I would advise the religious leaders to, they have a union or whatever, they have a whether the body that is called a can, let them put their whatever, their grievances or whatever they want to do, and meet with the government. I see no reason why you say, oh, you are not going to allow this, you are not going to, you can't, because even the Bible, even God himself recognize government. You can't, because that is where a lot of Christians are missing it. Some people just say, oh, God is not a, nobody can fight for God. That's just what I know. You cannot fight for God. If there's anything the government is doing and you don't want it, you go to, you have body, not this idea of throwing tantrums to the government. Irrespective, I've come to realize no matter what you think about the government, it is well recognized. So also people are saying, oh, this and this and that. Oh, you can't talk to man of God like this. You can't do this and this and that. But the men of God are under the authority of the government, because even the Bible says you have to obey the law of the land. But if the law of the land is not what you are happy about, because you just have to go to them and say, this is what it is. It cannot be this. It cannot be this. That is just the way I see it. Forget about what this woman is saying, because we know that she's going to be on the defense, defending the government because she's defending her pockets. But we as Christians, look at everything holistically. All of this is go to other countries, because it is hypocrisy that is going on in this country, and because we don't have system in place. Where they have system in place, all these churches, I don't even know about this, but whether you are of course, in as much, no, those people are not respecter of any whatever, that the way we carry religion in this country. The question is that let all those people who are cursing this woman or cursing the government go and check. They have churches in the UK, in the US. Are they going to say they are not going to obey the law? Every penny, every kobo, every whatever, whether pence or whatever that you are getting in the church, they know, they see your record. You have to report it. So are we going to say, oh, they are not afraid of God, oh, they want to bring down the church? As you are going there, you know what is obtainable. So they just have to look at everything holistically. My own is that if the politicians are misbehaving, the religious leaders should set example and say, no, we cannot be as reckless as you are, because they obey because the same God that is operating everywhere, and those governments in other countries, they put rules and regulations. Go and check every of their this thing. You see it there. They might not collect the money from them, but you give account of what you get in your church. The government will know about it. There's no doubt about it. Go and check. Go and check. Nobody's going to sit down and be saying, oh yes, the government is the government has been prudent about the resources of the country. But everything must be balanced. If they are misbehaving, you can't even join issues with them, because they don't know what they are doing. And everybody will give account of what he has done, whether man or woman. You are going to give account of your stewardship, whether you are in government, whether you are a religious leader, or whether you are an individual.